G'day, Stu here from UAV Futures, and today, we're going to be finally looking at the part 2 review of the Japalura. Now, this is from Armaton. If you haven't seen part 1, definitely go check that. I'll leave a link somewhere up here. And, of course, this is the little brother of the Chameleon. And let me tell you, this thing absolutely rips. Now, I haven't done too much to it, except I've changed the props because I did bust the other pair up. But what we're going to do straight away, I love how it fits in the receiver, so I didn't need to do anything extra for this part 2 video. Let's take it out to the field straight away. I'm going to show you guys some DVR, and we're also going to rip it around with Grumpy Trev as well. So anyway, let's waste no time and cut down to the field and check it out in 3, 2, 1. Rightio, out here in the field. It's a horrible day. It's pretty much rainy, but we're about to rip around the little Japalura, so let's waste no time and let's check out some DVR footage, and then we'll get Grumpy Trev to check it out as well. All right, let's do it. Okie dokie, on board. So this is its very first maiden flight, and look at that, out of the box, boom, this thing's ready to rock and roll. It is smashing the batteries a little bit, but very, very quick. And the biggest problem with this flight on this day was I crashed the thing and broke like some of the props, so I didn't have any spare, and you'll see that now it's a bit of a ghost branch. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to come back, and I'm going to show you some other, look at this branch, out of nowhere, like that sort of jumped out. That was a bit unfair. So what we're going to do, this is the next week when I took it out, and this is some DVR ripping this thing around, and I absolutely love this. This is on the UAV Futures test track, and this thing with my mates when I was flying around, this thing was keeping up with some of the 5 inches on this sort of track, and I think we overtake some of them in this video, but really, really stable. I love what Armaton's doing, and I'm always been a big fan of theirs, and it's just great to see them sort of continuing with not the tradition of the Chameleon, but continuing with just on that sort of pedigree, I guess, and making some really awesome quads. Now, in terms of handling, this thing feels like a dream, so it handles really well. I really like the little bit of weight that this thing has, so it makes it very easy to fly. There's a quad, I think about to, oh, sorry, Calvin, I did take Calvin out there, so I do have to apologize for that. But and then I think I continue to harass him as he goes to get his quad. But this thing felt fantastic. It was really easy to fly, and around a course, I think people are going to have a lot of fun. So for me, I think Armaton's done another fantastic job. They've made a really super nimble, super fast little quad. Look, it's not the quickest, and it is a little bit heavier, but that weight, that feels good for me when I'm flying around. I like that sort of behind the sticks, and I think it makes me a bit of a better pilot, and I can handle it a little bit better. So yeah, overall, I'm a massive fan of this little quad. Super fun for track flying, and if you also want to do some acro or something like that, you know, these 3 inches I think are really coming back in a big way. I used to not be the biggest fan of them back in the day because they just didn't have the power. But now when you're combining these frames with some of the motors like the Tornado Hobbies or some of the other 1407 size motors out there, there's pestering Calvin a little bit, just sort of rubbing it in that I'd taken him out on the track, done a bit of a jerk move. But yeah, just I think 3 inches are coming back in a big way, and it's great to see a company like Armaton sort of getting behind the scene and making some really good frames. So not just focusing on those 5 inches, but also, I'm not out of control here, I'm actually doing that, mucking around, being a bit silly. But yeah, also focusing on these little 3 inches. So yeah, look, I'm a big fan. What we should do, I'm doing a little bit of acro here, but I think it's a really stable, fun little quad, and I don't think you're going to go wrong at all if you want to pick one of these up. It'd be great to just rip it out and sort of fly around any track, big or small. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with these. Now what we should do, let's hand it over to Grumpy Trev, and we'll see what he thinks as well, because I know he's a big fan of Armaton, and so much so that he actually went out and he got a 4-inch Japalura, which I'll probably link down below as well, some links to his 4-inch video. So go check that out if you want to see the same Japalura, but also with the 4-inch base plate. Anyway, enough rambling, let's hand it over to Grumpy Trev. Alrighty, so I've just flown around the Japalura. I did crash it, but it was an absolute beast, but it was still super fun. So a bit of a shame I had to change out to some dodgier props, but oh well. Trevor's going to be a little bit grumpy, but what we'll do, a little bit grumpy just for a change. What we'll do, I'm going to hand it over to Grumpy Trev, and let's see what he thinks. Trev's actually got the 4-inch Japalura as well.
Whoa. It's still got plenty of poke. I love this thing. It's pretty smooth actually, even though we've changed the props on it. This is fun. It's quick. This is great. Do the job right. These things, it's fast, very fast. You'll probably hear it screaming around. This doesn't surprise me. This is so good because it's like it's a little baby brother of the Chameleon. The design of this thing is just fantastic. It's solid as a rock. It's fast, well built. I just built one of these actually, a 4-inch. This is we've finally got some decent batteries, Stu.
Yeah.
This is great. Oh, I just can't say enough about these things. If you can afford one of these, go and get one because they're a lot of fun. So zippy, I just love it. Not little quad.
Does it feel heavy or anything like that? Because I know it was a heavier quad for the 3-inch. Does it feel heavy though?
No. Well, I reckon it's the fastest 3-inch off, right? Look, I'm just in awe of this thing. I really like these.
Rightio, Trev. Give me a grumpy Trev rating out of 10.
Well, look, the best I could do, I could only give this one a 9.9 because it had crappy props on it, but that's not their fault. But it's a great little quad.
What makes you give you that? It's a pretty high score. What makes you give you that?
Oh, the build. Look at the build quality of this thing, and the build quality matches the performance of it. It's just fast. It's zippy. It's just nice to fly. Nothing I can say bad about it. Oh, it's dirty.
Alright, so you're a fan?
Yeah, I love it. It's a great little quad. If you can afford one, get one.
Alrighty, so there it is. There's my part 2 review of the Japalura from Armaton Quads, and Trev loved it so much, and I was like, please, can I borrow that? He went out and he built one as well, but you'll notice something very interesting about Trevor's. They also come with a 4-inch frame, so exact same components, except we've swapped it out. Trevor's got a bit of a different prop setup, and I'm going to suspect that this thing absolutely rips as well. So I love how you can pretty much very easily, if you just bought the base plate, you could turn it from a 4-inch into a 3-inch or vice versa. So I think that's very, very cool. But other than that, a really cool little quad. I think it absolutely rockets around. I love the way you can put in a full-size receiver, so something like an IO6C. Fits so well, no dramas, rock solid again out of the box. I love how Armaton builds their quads, and I think the build quality is fantastic. Same as the Chameleon, and I'm a massive fan. Drop a comment down below. Maybe I'll leave a link to Trev's channel as well, because I'm sure he's going to have some videos about the 4-inch flying around. So if you want to see the 4-inch, definitely go check out his channels. But yeah, subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying. Which one do you think looks better, by the way? You've got my purple version versus Trev's silver version. Drop a comment down below. What one do you think looks better? Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAV Futures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.